So gas has jumped to $2.11 per liter in Canadian dollars, and this is going to be a turning point for a lot of people. A lot of people I know, my neighbors, friends, are not taking vacations or road trips because of this. People have to start cutting back because this is starting to eat into their savings. Their salaries are basically halved now. Like, if you think about it, if you're getting minimum wage and you have to pay this much money just to drive around, you're not making anything. Back in the good old days in the 80s, one of my friend's cousins, he came to visit us on our street, and he was like 17 years old at the time. He had a part-time job, but he had a car and an apartment. Okay, that's that sink in. He had a car and an apartment with a part-time job, minimum wage. Okay, that's how valuable our dollar was back in the 80s. Now look at this. You won't be able to. You can't have both. If you have a part-time job, you can only have one, car or apartment. But I don't think you'll even have either now. It's impossible. It's impossible now because the cost of living has gone up like dramatically. So, like I said, this is eating into a lot of people's savings, and they have to cut back on a lot of things. And one of the things I've noticed, the garden center again. Look at the garden center here, folks. This is a local Loblaws I go to. So you can see here, it's filled to the brim with flowers. Normally, by the beginning of June, the middle of June, the inventory will be completely gone. Because I notice every year, I keep track of it every year, that the flowers are depleted, like the inventory is depleted by the middle of June. So this is a huge indicator right here. Okay, so and remember, a lot of people who buy this stuff is middle-aged people, the older people. So this is killing them now. This is trying to eat into their savings, and you'll start seeing people cut back. Okay, this is one of the things they're cutting back. I took a couple more photos here. Here's the back of it, all filled to the brim. Look at this, flowers here. I'm pretty sure these guys here are going to start discounting all these flowers to get rid of the inventory because they're going to start dying off by the end of June, whatever. The flowers will start dying off. So, in the soil, no one's buying any soil. Look at here, no flowers are being bought. Okay. And also, near the back of the Loblaws, the back road here, they had to stack up all these soil because there's so much soil. Okay. What's funny is these stacks are like 5 feet high, and this one's 8 feet high. Look at this. And anybody can steal this. Okay. I'm pretty sure people are gonna start stealing this because no one's watching over this. When I took this photo, there was no attendance or anything watching over this or the garden center. And you can probably steal this in the nighttime, and no one's going to, see you. But I don't think people really care about soil, and they're not going to steal this stuff. They would have been stolen by now. But yeah. Also, I went to the Lowe's, and look at here, folks. The Lowe's stacked to the brim with supplies, housing supplies, wood, and such. And just like the Loblaws, no one's watching over this. You can probably go at nighttime and steal the stuff, and no one will see you. But I think there will be cameras here, but still, no one's going to stop you. Yeah, that's what's happening here. What you're seeing here is a collapse of the Canadian currency, folks. The price is not going up. Okay, the brainwashed mainstream media are telling people that the price is going up. And no, it's not. It's the currency is collapsing, just like Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's currency collapsed last year. The Lebanon collapsed. In the previous year, the Greece collapsed. So I predict this is also happening in Australia too, and New Zealand. So I predict Canada, New Zealand, Australia is going to start collapsing, and what's going to happen is you notice that the Canada, New Zealand, Australia, the governments are trying to lock down their people, try not to let them escape. Just like Cuba, you know how Cuba, the government doesn't allow people to leave Cuba. I think the same thing's happening here in Canada. They will stop people from leaving Canada en masse because once people leave, that's it. It's game over. Yeah, I think Canada's still the only one with the restrictions. Like you have to be double vaxxed to get in and out, and they're still keeping it. They're still keeping it. And yeah, Justin Trudeau is just working like Fidel Castro, his father, is trying to keep people in. Right? They don't want people escaping from Canada because the collapse is coming, folks. You Canadians, you better start waking up, buy some silver, gold, and stash it away because your money is becoming worthless. You know the paper money I showed you in the previous video? The paper money, the plastic paper garbage money in your wallet is getting worthless.